Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Harish, and today we are diving into one of my absolute favorite topics, building the essential toolkit for the home mechanic. This isn't just about buying a pre-packaged set from a big box store. This is about curating a collection of tools that will serve you, that will solve problems, and that will empower you to take on projects you might have thought were beyond your reach. It's about building your own personal fortress of functionality right in your garage. I get asked about this all the time, Harish. Where do I even start? It can feel like a mountain to climb, I know. So, to make this as clear and approachable as possible, I've broken down my ultimate tool list into distinct categories. We're going to start with the absolute, non-negotiable fundamentals, the basic hand tools that form the bedrock of any mechanical work. From there, we'll move into safety and support equipment, which is paramount. Then we'll cover diagnostics, fluids, and even some specialty tools for when you're ready to level up your game. We'll even talk about the consumables you should always have on hand. The goal here is to provide a roadmap for you. And look, if you're just starting out, please don't feel overwhelmed by this list. The last thing I want is for you to look at this and think you need to go out and buy everything at once. That's not the point. The journey of a mechanic, is one of gradual acquisition. You start with the basics. You buy what you need for the job in front of you, and you build your collection over time. Each tool tells a story, and we're here to start writing the first chapter of your workshop's story today. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start at the very beginning with the absolute core of any mechanic's toolkit: basic hand tools. These are your primary interface with the machine. They are extensions of your hands, and having the right one for the job is the difference between success and a busted knuckle. The first and most critical purchase is a good socket set. I'm talking about a comprehensive set with a few different drive sizes. A 1/4 inch for delicate work, a 3/8 for general use, and a 1/2 inch for the heavy-duty stuff. And it is absolutely crucial that you get a set with both metric and SAE or imperial sizes. You will encounter both, I promise you. Don't skimp here. A good ratchet mechanism is a joy to use. Next up are your wrenches. While a socket set covers a lot, there are places a socket just won't fit. You need a full set of combination wrenches, again in both metric and SAE. These give you an open end for quick work and a box end for more torque and a better grip on the fastener. I also highly recommend getting a set of ratcheting wrenches down the line. They are an absolute game changer for speed in tight spaces. Alongside wrenches, a versatile set of screwdrivers is a must. You need various sizes of Phillips head and flathead screwdrivers, including some stubby ones for tight access and some long, skinny ones for reaching deep into the engine bay. Finally, to round out the basics, we have pliers and hammers. You'll need a few types of pliers: needle nose for precision work, slip joint pliers for general gripping, and a good set of cutting pliers or dikes. Locking pliers, like vice grips, are also incredibly useful for holding things in place. And yes, you need hammers. I'd recommend starting with a good ball-peen hammer for metalwork and a rubber or dead blow mallet for persuasion, without causing damage to sensitive parts. Remember the mantra for all of these: quality over quantity. A few well-made tools will serve you far better than a giant kit of cheap soft metal that will round off bolts and break when you need them most. Now we move on to what is, without a single doubt, the most important chapter in this video: safety and support. I cannot stress this enough. The tools we're about to discuss are not optional. They are not nice-to-haves. They are the absolute non-negotiable equipment that keeps you safe and allows you to walk away from a project in one piece. Your well-being is more important than any repair. The first items on this list are a hydraulic floor jack and a set of jack stands. The jack is for lifting the vehicle, but you should never ever under any circumstances work under a car that is supported only by a jack. Jacks can and do fail. Once the car is lifted to the desired height with the floor jack, you immediately place your jack stands under the vehicle's designated frame rail lift points. These are mechanical locks. They are your primary support and your lifeline. Gently lower the car so its weight rests securely on the stands. And before you even think about jacking the car up, you need to chock the wheels that are remaining on the ground. A simple set of rubber wheel chocks will prevent the car from rolling while you're lifting it or when it's on the stands. It's a simple step that adds a massive layer of security to the entire process. Your personal safety gear is just as critical. Always wear safety glasses. Always. You never know when a spray of fluid, a shard of rusted metal, or a spring-loaded clip is going to fly toward your face. A good pair of mechanics gloves, either nitrile disposables or reusable fabric ones, will protect your hands from cuts, scrapes, and nasty chemicals. And finally, good lighting. You can't fix what you can't see. A good headlamp is my personal favorite because it keeps my hands free and points light exactly where I'm looking. But a good set of magnetic work lights is also invaluable for illuminating the entire undercarriage or engine bay. Once you're working safely, the next step is often figuring out what's actually wrong. This is where your diagnostic and measurement tools come in. They are your senses, allowing you to see electricity, read the car's computer, and measure with precision. The first tool in this detective's kit is a multimeter. This device is your window into the vehicle's electrical system. It lets you check for battery voltage, test for continuity in a wire, check fuses, and diagnose faulty sensors. Learning to use a multimeter is a fundamental skill that will unlock a huge range of troubleshooting capabilities. It feels intimidating at first, but the basics are surprisingly easy to pick up. For any car made after 1996, an OBD2 scanner is an absolute must-have. This little device plugs into a port under your dashboard and communicates directly with your car's onboard computer. When that dreaded check engine light comes on, this tool will read the Diagnostic Trouble Code or DTC, telling you which system is reporting a fault. A basic code reader is inexpensive and will give you the code number, which you can then look up online. More advanced scanners can provide live data streams, which is incredibly powerful for diagnosing intermittent problems. It takes the guesswork out of the equation. Beyond the electronics, precise physical measurement is key. A simple, good quality tire pressure gauge is essential for safety, fuel economy, and tire longevity. Check your pressures at least once a month. A reliable measuring tape is always useful for countless tasks, from checking belt lengths to measuring exhaust pipe diameters. And for more precise mechanical work, like setting valve lash or checking spark plug gaps, you'll need a set of feeler gauges. These are thin strips of metal of a known, precise thickness that allow you to measure very small gaps with accuracy. These tools turn guesswork into data, which is the foundation of good mechanical work. So much of a car's health and longevity comes down to its fluids. They are the lifeblood, and regular maintenance is the key. To do that work cleanly and efficiently, you need a specific set of tools. The most basic and frequent job is an oil change, and for that, you'll start with a good-sized drain pan. Get one that's low profile enough to slide under the car easily, but has a large enough capacity to hold all of the oil without spilling. Many modern pans have a built-in spout and cap, which makes transporting the used oil for recycling a much cleaner process. Trust me, a good drain pan is worth its weight in gold. To get the new fluid back into the engine, you'll need a set of funnels. I recommend having a few different sizes and shapes. A long flexible funnel is great for reaching tricky transmission or power steering fluid reservoirs, while a wide-mouthed one is perfect for engine oil. Along with the pan and funnel, you'll need an oil filter wrench. Filters are often in tight spots and can be screwed on very tightly. There are many styles: cap wrenches that fit on the end of a ratchet, clamp-style wrenches, and 3-jaw universal wrenches. I personally like to have a cap set that fits my specific vehicles, but a universal one is a great place to start. Beyond oil changes, you might need to service other systems. A grease gun is essential for lubricating chassis components like ball joints and tie rod ends on older vehicles or trucks. It's a simple tool. You load it with a cartridge of grease and pump the handle to force grease into the fitting. For jobs like changing differential or transmission fluid, a fluid transfer pump can be a lifesaver. These simple hand pumps allow you to pump new, thick fluid up and into the fill hole, a task that would be nearly impossible with just a funnel. Having these tools on hand makes routine maintenance a simple, clean job instead of a frustrating mess. Okay, you've got the basics down, you're working safely, and you're handling routine maintenance. Now it's time to level up. This is where we get into the specialty tools that allow you to tackle bigger, more advanced jobs like suspension work, engine repairs, or major upgrades. The first and most important tool in this category is the torque wrench. This is a precision instrument used to tighten a fastener to a specific, predetermined torque value. It is absolutely critical for jobs like tightening lug nuts, cylinder head bolts, or any internal engine component. Over-tightening can stretch and break a bolt. Under-tightening can let things come loose. A torque wrench is non-negotiable for serious work. To deal with fasteners that are seriously stuck, you'll need some muscle. A breaker bar is essentially a long, non-ratcheting handle that gives you a massive mechanical advantage for breaking loose stubborn bolts, like on crankshaft pulleys or old suspension components. To speed things up, an impact wrench, either air-powered or a modern cordless electric one, is a game changer. It uses rotational hammering to loosen or tighten bolts with incredible speed. For disassembly, you'll also want a good set of pry bars and a file set. Pry bars are essential for separating components, while files are invaluable for cleaning up metal surfaces or modifying parts for a perfect fit. As you venture deeper, you'll encounter even more specific tasks. A brake bleeder kit, whether it's a simple one-person bottle and tube setup, or a more advanced vacuum or pressure bleeder, makes flushing brake fluid a much easier and cleaner job. A compression tester, which screws into your spark plug holes, helps you diagnose the health of your engine cylinders. A vacuum pump has dozens of uses, from testing EGR valves to bleeding clutch systems. And for jobs involving suspension or drivetrain work, a bearing puller and press kit becomes essential for removing and installing pressed-in bearings and bushings without damaging the components. The final category isn't about the shiny permanent tools, but it's just as important. These are the consumables and shop supplies, the things you use up and need to replenish. Not having these on hand can bring a project to a screeching halt. First on my list is penetrating oil. A good spray like PB Balaster or Liquid Wrench is your best friend when dealing with rusty seized nuts and bolts. You spray it on, let it soak in, and it works its magic to help you break things loose without breaking them. Right next to it on the shelf should be a can of brake cleaner. This stuff is a miracle solvent that evaporates quickly and leaves no residue, perfect for cleaning oil, grease, and grime off of any metal part. Next, you need to manage the mess and keep things organized. This means having a steady supply of shop rags or heavy-duty paper towels. You will always be wiping up spills, cleaning parts, and wiping your hands. It's just a fact of mechanical work. Another organizational must-have is a big bag of assorted zip ties. You'll use them for temporarily holding wires out of the way, securing new components, and 1,000 other things you'd never expect. Similarly, a roll of good quality electrical tape is essential for any wiring repairs, insulating connections, and bundling looms together to keep your work looking clean and professional. Finally, there are the personal and chemical supplies. I always have a box of disposable nitrile gloves on hand. They keep the grease and chemicals off your skin, and you can just toss them when you're done, which helps keep your permanent tools and your car's interior clean. You'll also want to have various greases on hand. A tub of general-purpose bearing grease, maybe some high-temp brake caliper grease, and some dielectric grease for electrical connections. And last but not least, thread locker. A small bottle of blue medium-strength thread locker is perfect for ensuring that critical bolts you've torqued down don't vibrate loose over time. And there you have it, a comprehensive roadmap to building a capable and versatile toolkit for the home mechanic. We've covered a lot of ground, from the foundational hand tools all the way up to specialty equipment and the essential shop supplies that tie it all together. My hope is that this list doesn't feel like a barrier but rather a guide. It's a path you can follow at your own pace. Don't feel like you need to run out and buy everything on this list tomorrow. That's not how great workshops are built. Great workshops are built one project at a time. Start with the basics, the sockets, the wrenches, the safety gear. Then, when you decide you want to tackle your first brake job, you go out and buy a brake bleeder kit and some high-temp grease. When you're ready for that suspension upgrade, you invest in a good torque wrench and a breaker bar. Each new tool is a key that unlocks a new set of skills and possibilities. And remember, investing in quality tools is an investment in yourself. A well-made tool is safer to use, more effective at its job, and will last a lifetime. It pays for itself in avoided frustration and successful projects. This is your journey, and your toolkit will grow to reflect your skills and your interests. It will become a personal collection that tells the story of every repair and every upgrade you've accomplished. Now, I want to hear from you. This list is based on my experience, but every mechanic has their own secret weapon. What's the one tool in your garage you absolutely can't live without? What's your favorite problem solver? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next project.